Hello everyone. Last time we looked at exponents and roots, and in this lesson we're going to extend that into fractions. So this will be exponents and roots of fractions. And this is not as complicated as it sounds. For example, if I have a fraction like this, and I'm raising that to a power, so 3/4 squared, the same rule applies to fractions as it did for whole numbers. So that just means it's 3/4 times 3/4. And you just multiply the numerator with the numerator and the denominator with the denominator. And that's going to be 9/16. So that's really all you need to do. Now, one little rule that I would like to point out is over here, the numerator, you're doing 3 divided by, or 3 times 3, or 3 squared. Okay, that's the numerator. The denominator, you're doing 4 times 4. So you're doing 4 squared in the denominator. So if you compare this to our original question, it almost looks like the exponent has been distributed to the numerator and the denominator, right? So 3/4 squared became 3 squared divided by 4 squared. And that is exactly true for any other fractions as well. So for example, if I have 2/5 to the power of 3, that is going to equal 2 to the power of 3 over 5 to the power of 3. So you can calculate those separately. Or if doing this way is easier, just multiplying 2/5 3 times, you'll get the same answer. Okay, one thing, when you are raising a fraction, a 1/2, for example, to the 3rd power, a lot of the students make a mistake of putting 3 as the numerator. 1 to the 3rd power, 1 to the 3rd power is 1. Okay, we've covered that 1 raised to any power is actually equal to 1. The denominator is going to be 8. 2 to the 3rd power is 8. Okay, so as long as you remember this rule of distributing the power to both the numerator and the denominator, raising exponents or raising fractions to exponents is not very hard. Right? And the same thing goes for roots for fractions. So if I have a fraction 16/25, and let's say I'm taking the square root of this fraction, same thing as we did with the power, you can kind of distribute this root to both the numerator and the denominator. So now this, you can rewrite it as the square root of 16 over the square root of 25. So I'm distributing the square root to both the numerator and the denominator. And the square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 25 is 5. So that would be our answer. Same thing for cube roots. A cube root of 1/8. The cube root can be distributed to the numerator and the denominator. Cube root of 8. And cube root of 1 is just 1. Okay, 1 raised to any power or any root of 1 is just 1. And the cube root of 8 is 2 because 2 cubed equals 8. So that would be your answer. Okay, so that's how you would find the exponents and roots of fractions.